Welcome to another video edition by Dirk E. Teacher, bringing you great ideas from the classroom and media for the classroom. Active to passive voice 2 basics. Contents 1. Identify the verb, subject and object. 2. Golden rule. Circle the verb first. 3. Active to passive voice step by step. Please read, speak and write along. Click the link below the video for appropriate worksheets in PDF format. Active to passive voice. SVO stands for subject, verb and object. Active voice. The subject does the action. Step 1. Identify the verb, subject and object. There's our example sentence. The mechanic repairs the car. So verb first. Repairs. Who or what repairs? The mechanic. Subject. The mechanic repairs who or what? The car. Object. Active to passive voice steps 2 to 6. SVO stands for subject, verb and object. At the bottom we find 6 steps. 1. ID, that means identify the verb, subject and object. Notice that we put the verb first. Find the verb first, always verb first. 2. Establish the tense of the active voice sentence. 3. Move active object to subject of the passive voice. 4. Conjugate the verb be or have. 5. Add past participle of the main verb. 6. Add the subject of the active sentence after by in the passive. Our example sentence. The mechanic repaired the car. The tense is past tense. So that's our step number 2. There's our sentence broken up with all the different parts shown. Repaired is my verb. The mechanic is our subject. And the object is the car. It is active voice as it is there. Start with the car. The car now is a subject. The subject in the passive voice is a receiver. Next step. Conjugate the verb be. Its singular subject is past tense, so it becomes was. Next, past participle of the main verb, repaired. After that, by, and then add the subject of the active voice sentence becomes the agent now. It's called the agent. And now we have the complete sentence here in the passive voice. Let's give the active again. The mechanic repaired the car, active voice. The car was repaired by the mechanic, passive voice. And that concludes our steps 1 to 6. Active voice. The subject performs the action. Passive voice. The subject is a receiver of the action. Let's take another example. Active to passive voice, steps 1 to 6. SVO, subject, verb and object in the active voice. There's our sheet at the bottom again. Our steps 1 to 6. Identify the verb, subject and object. Number 2, establish the tense of the active voice. 3, move the active object to the subject position of the passive voice. 4, conjugate the verb be or have. 5, add the past participle of the main verb. 6, add the subject of the active sentence after by, the word by, preposition by, in the passive. Here's our next sentence. Fred collects several moon rocks. The tense is present tense. So, next move. There's our sentence now. We have now identified verb, collects, subject is Fred, and the object is several moon rocks. So now we are ready to move to the next. Now move the object of the active sentence to the subject position of the passive voice sentence. So several moonwalks is our subject now. It's a receiver of the action. Now for our conjugate, the verb be, it's present tense, it's plural, so it's are. Now add the past participle of the verb collects. It becomes collected. After that we put by, and then we conclude with the subject of the active sentence, which is called the agent. And again, we have at the bottom here, active voice, the subject performs the action, and passive voice, the subject is a receiver of the action. Active to passive voice, steps 1 to 6. SVO stands for subject, verb, and object. Here's our form at the bottom again. 1. ID the verb, subject, and object. 2. Establish the tense of the active voice. 3. Move the active object to the subject position of the passive voice. 4. Conjugate the verb be, have, and number 5. Add past participle of the main verb. 6. Add the subject of the active sentence after the preposition by in the passive voice. Here's our sample sentence. The pigeons are pecking the seeds. Look at the grammatical construction here of the verb. It's present continuous tense. There's the breakdown of subject, verb, and object. We have our grammatical construction of the present continuous tense here. Are pecking, verb. The subject is the pigeons, and the object is the seeds. Now we're ready to start with the passive voice sentence. The seeds will move to the subject position of the passive voice sentence. It's a receiver of the action. Now we're ready to lay out the grammatical construction here. Are being picked. That's our grammatical construction for present continuous tense and for passive voice form of it. Now for the word by, and after that our subject of the active sentence becomes the agent here, and that concludes our passive voice sentence. So the pigeons are pecking the seeds, active voice becomes the seeds are being picked by the pigeons in the passive voice. Thank you very much for watching, listening, and participating. For written practice, click this link at the bottom of the video, beenthere.co.za PDF packages. Each PDF is based on one of these videos. Refer to the video number at the top of the PDF sheet. Please return to the video if you need more help. For similar and other videos, click the YouTube link at Dirk E Teacher playlists in the description below. Bye. Take care.